Good morning, folks. Let's see what news is concerning Arsenal Football Club. Now, the latest name or one of the men of January where Arsenal are concerned has been Matheus Cunha. 1 minute he's signing a new deal at Wolves, next minute he's leaving. Ironically, Arsenal play Wolves on the weekend. And it depends what news article you read. Nottingham Forest, who are making a good run at the Champions League places, and actually you can't say they're not involved in this title challenge, regardless of what Liverpool are doing. They're showing their ambition, man. Maybe that's why Edu went over there. Nottingham Forest allegedly, people, make Wolves striker Matheus Cunha their January target in push for the Champions League qualification amid interest from Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham Hotspur. Nottingham Forest have placed Wolves forward Cunha at the top of their January shopping list. Forest are ready to enter the market for a new attacker this month, bearing in mind Alanga, Hudson-Odoi, Chris Wood, Morgan Gibbs-White. A lot of players in the final third are doing their thing. Apparently, Cunha has been identified as a primary target, people. Now, it's fair thought for Wolves because it looks like Lamina and Cunha both have had their head turned where a potential departure is concerned. The 25-year-old is being courted by a number of Premier League top clubs, and it remains to be seen if Nottingham Forest can pull off what would be a major coup. Nevertheless, Forest have a serious interest in the Brazil international and are ready to make a play for the 10-goal forward. Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham are among the clubs linked with Cunha, who has held talks with the Molineux club over a new contract. Now, I don't doubt that Nottingham Forest are ambitious and they want to get Cunha, so it's nothing to do with him. But is the agent playing a blinder? Arsenal apparently have agreed personal terms. You've agreed a new terms with Wolves. Obviously, Nottingham Forest have thrown their hat into the ring. Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs have all been linked. Nottingham Forest as well. That's four clubs. Man United, give or take here and there, are always linked. Do they want to let him go now? There's a lot of talking points and a lot to unpack, people. Is he playing the game? What game that is, I don't know, because you've agreed a new contract, but are you trying to agree another new contract with more favorable terms? Or are you trying to engineer a departure for your client away from Wolves? Or are you trying to just do what an agent should do and give your client, which would be Cunha, the best option in that? If you want to sign a new deal, I've got your terms. If you want to go and leave the club, let's see exactly what Wolves want. Could you argue and let me know your thoughts and smash the like button? The very fact that we've heard he's agreed a new contract, but it hasn't been signed, could that be an indication that he wants to move? Now, we all know where it comes to Cunha, put up or shut up. You need that 70, 80, however much £1 million Wolves want, or forget it. They're in the midst of a relegation race. They've got a new gaffer, etc. Apparently, with the opportunity of joining a new club, it could provide them with the chance of playing European football this or next season. Emerging as a possibility this month, Cunha could bide his time before signing a new contract with Wolves. Nottingham Forest have already made a £22 million offer for Brentford striker Wisa in their hunt for a new forward. I mean, I'm not going to lie, Nottingham Forest having a great season. Shout out Nuno Espirito Santo and everybody connected to the club, but it's the ambition, man. They're going for Cunha, they're going for Visa. They'll probably go for a next one. If they don't get it, then they don't get it. Bearing in mind, their players are doing their thing. Chris Wood doing his thing. Hudson-Odoi, Alanga, the list goes on. Anya, the whole fragment. There's everything around Nottingham Forest is quality. So yeah, man, big them up for getting Cunha. But Arsenal, come, man, just sign him, man. Let me know you lot's thoughts on Cunha, anyways, because I guess he could play in the 10 if Odegaard isn't there, or Odegaard could play in the 8. Obviously, Cunha could play off the left. He can play as a false 9. I think he's more likely to play off the left for us. As much as I would be happy with his signing and get him done, get it gone, and I think it would be another good player that we've got. I don't think he solves anything, if I'm honest with you, beyond just being a good player, having that X factor in theory, etc. Now, I said this on my live stream, yeah, but football's weird because I've known about Cunha for a while, but I never thought I'd be sat on YouTube and saying, should we sign Cunha or not if you're an Arsenal fan or all the other clubs mentioned. I only say that because I first became aware of Cunha when he was at what's that? Was it Hoffenheim? Wherever he was when Reece Nelson was on loan in Germany. Joe Linton was there as well. He used to be a striker. Big off Eddie Howe for doing the reverse Kai Havertz in this case. But he was there. He was a good player. Obviously, he's Brazilian, stardust, capable of stuff. But he was quite hot and cold. Went to Atletico Madrid. Didn't really do too much. I think he's been at Leipzig or one of them clubs. So he does have good and bad experiences. He is Premier League proven. But without a doubt, he's found his feet at Wolves. And I'm having him. Do I think Arsenal are gonna do the 70, 80 million pounds on him in January? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I don't agree, people. Again, I'm not endorsing these ITKs or whatever, but the Wolves ITKs are saying it is my understanding that it will now be more likely Cunha will depart Wolves this window than stay. You know, a couple big European teams could potentially get involved. A number of Premier League clubs have apparently shown an interest, and the Brazilian is apparently keen to depart. I'd be absolutely delighted to have this one wrong, and I hope he signs a new deal, but I'm not sure that will happen. There was another one who said, sadly, also heard the following tonight. Expect an announcement regarding Cunha. Arsenal are the favourites, but Chelsea and Newcastle have made contact. He has said he wants to go. I mean, I can't. I mean, if his head's turned, I can't blame him in it. Nottingham Forest got a good project. Newcastle got a great project. Chelsea don't lie down for long, and if they get it right, they got a good project. Arsenal, it's a bit of a stagnation at the moment, but you can't sit here and say it's not a good project. Man United under Amarin and the history of Man United, it's Man United. So that's 5 clubs that we've seen linked. I don't know for Spurs. I mean, if you want to go live in London, get good wages, not have any pressure, not be part of anything exciting, you can go and follow Mr. Postecoglou, no clue over there in it. But yeah, I mean, these are some enticing clubs. I couldn't begrudge him if Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, based on what Nottingham Forest are doing this season, with the greatest of respect to them, if your head's turned. And I don't know why, but I just feel a European team will get involved in him. But let me know your thoughts. There's also been conflicting rumours. 1 minute Arsenal have agreed personal terms, then we haven't. Allegedly, we've touched base with the reps of the Wolves attacker, according to reports. Obviously, we have no clue what's going on. Apparently, in the January window, they value him at around 70 million. Apparently, Arsenal don't want to pay any more than 45, while Cunha is not believed to be a priority signing like Sesko. Well, Sesko could be a priority from now till the cows come home, but he's not leaving in Jan. You've seen his agent, you've seen the manager of Leipzig. It's not going to happen. It's either you bring Sesko or Cunha or 2 people that play in both those roles, or both, or forget about it. We've all heard this week about the body language of Cunha and also Lamina being slammed by their current manager people. I've covered that. Check out my last video. But he kind of saying, I can forgive you for having your head turned, but you still got a job to do. You still need to remain professional. Ben Jacobs, not showing his credibility, goes against a lot of other journalists and is saying that Arsenal have not agreed personal terms for Cunha, people. Arsenal have not agreed personal terms with Cunha, has not agreed personal terms with Arsenal. However, Arsenal are in touch with Cunha's camp, and like other suitors, opportunistic in a case a January move presents itself. So we see if the full tweet comes up. As of now, Wolves still trying to get Cunha to extend and don't wish to sell in Jan. Only an incredible offer may change their stance, but Cunha is still a story to watch in the last few days of the window, especially after Pereira's comments. You're going to need a lot of help to get that one over the line, man. So we'll have to see exactly what's going on with Cunha. Very Cunha dominated. Once again, we're only prepared to allegedly pay 44 to 45 million. Wolves are saying 70. Is there a middle ground? Obviously, time is ticking. I think I speak for every Arsenal fan. It's the 22nd of January. Need to get a move on, don't you? Arsenal have still been linked with Marcus Thuram. I did cover that in a previous vid, people. It's claimed Arsenal are ready to go crazy for the 70 million euros in brackets, 59 million rated striker who has 19 goal contributions in 20 Serie A games this season. And the 27-year-old apparently would represent a ready-made option. I don't believe it, if I'm honest with you. You got no reason to leave Inter. I don't think Arsenal are convinced on you to put the money down at this moment in time. Does not make sense. Arteta reveals constant Arsenal contact with fresh Fabio Vieira hints. Cap. He says he's in constant contact with Arsenal's owners as the club tried to bring in a forward before the end of the market. But he stopped chatting and make things happen. Apparently, Josh Kroenke is currently in the UK after flying in from the USA at the start of the week. We are in constant contact, obviously, understanding the situation, how the team is evolving. How many times we heard Arteta say that, especially the team evolving? Obviously, some of the big news we've had, unfortunately, they weren't that positive, how we're feeling about it. They've been super supportive and continue to do so. Support with the money. Asked if the owners are prepared to back him this month. First of all, it's backing the club and themselves, because we all want the best. The decision is that we make is not going to back anyone. It's just something that makes sense. That's going to improve the squad. That's going to give us the ability to perform to the level and to win things that we want to do. If that's the case and we have the resources to do it, we'll try. Okay. On Fabio Vieira, I think this is what he said. I understand it happens in the summer. I had a lot of people texting me, "You're after him," or "This is about the transfer news." And sometimes I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't follow that too much. I have enough work to do, and we've got a lot of things on, so I don't get distracted by it. So what's going on with Fabio Vieira? He said there were certain possibilities with the Fabio situation. We're exploring all the things that we can do, just in case we cannot do them as well. How the injuries are progressing, and then where we're going to have them available. So that just tells me that's a possibility that we've explored. Nothing kind of imminent. In terms of Porto's stance, what has been said, people, apparently, according to what they say, they've been informed that Arsenal don't have any right to take Fabio back in the January window. This was apparently agreed during the negotiation in the summer. So there's no break clause. That would be silly if there wasn't, just to protect us. Leroy Sané, whose contract's running out, has said, "Of course, clubs have already inquired about my situation, but everyone knows my position," he told Blind. "I won't consider at the moment, but we'll focus on buying and try to be as successful as possible with them." Moving away from that, once again, everyone on their nan is saying Arsenal have agreed personal terms with Cunha, but there's a gap in the valuation. Once again, people, we value him at around 40 to 45 million pounds. They're saying 70. If this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen. And United are still linked with him as well, people. So everybody and their dog is linked with him. I'm not going to give much time to this, but the Vlahovic links are quite entertaining. You know, the journalists are trying to squeeze every drop out of the links. I don't blame them, people. I don't think Arsenal are in for Vlahovic anymore, but apparently we've shown a keen interest in Vlahovic, and the Italian club Juventus are reportedly open to selling the Serbia international as talks over a new contract are not going smoothly. Apparently could be available for a bargain free fee, the 24-year-old, which is set at 40 million euros, 33.8. What, letting him go in January for that? Even though in the summer, 6 months from the summer, he could leave for free. Nah, I don't believe that. I think that's 100% nonsense. But this has said Arsenal are the only club who have taken concrete steps to securing a deal in January for Vlahovic. Once again, the Sesko rumours won't go away. Wouldn't be against trying for us at this moment in time. Obviously, we've gone over this, farewell for the season, Gabriel Jesus. Hope you get fit sooner rather than later. And for some of you that like Adamola Lookman, I mean, obviously football has good and bad periods, but he's more than found his feet. And I'm sure we all watched the Champions League or saw the highlights. Atalanta completely ran riot against Stuttgart, who sold Mika Berafu. That's some money we're getting in January. 71 GA, goal slash assist, and 104 appearances. Bring him home, man. But yeah, you lot having Lookman. Do you think we should pay the 70 odd million quid on what's his name, Cunha? Do you think we should recall Fabio Vieira? Do you think the Vlahovic stuff is nonsense?